evolve or repeat. Evolve or repeat. And so I was working, and when COVID hit, I stopped working. I ended up getting sick, and I stayed home, and I stayed home for 2 weeks. And after I started feeling better, those 2 weeks were just brilliant. They were amazing. I didn't, the whole time that we were out of work, I was extremely productive, and I did a lot of things that I love doing. And so I went back to work, and the safety precautions that were going on were overwhelming, to where my job was extremely tedious, and I had a lot of organizing and counting to do, and then I would have to stop what I was doing to fulfill these new safety rules that we had to follow. And one day I ended up getting like a 49-page list of new safety guidelines that we had to go through, and by that time I couldn't do it. I just said, no more. This is too much for me. I can't even do my job anymore. So I left my job, and then those words, they were ringing through my head even before evolve or repeat. And 9 to 5 wasn't working out for me. Like, even though, I felt good, I was doing a really good job, but in the end, I really enjoyed what I was doing. At least I did the best, I enjoyed it to the best that I could. Um, but in the end, it wasn't working out for me. And, I've got myself so set in stone that the 9 to 5, I'm not, I don't want to repeat that. And maybe I could apply for a higher paying job. um, yeah, I could do that, but then there'd still be more responsibility, and I'd take up a lot of my time, and I have 4 daughters, so there's so many things in our lives that we have to consider if we're going to make an extreme change like this. And that's why 11 o'clock at night, evolve or repeat. And so after I left my job, I ended up cleaning up my apartment, and got it ready for the next tenant, and then moved back in with my mom's. And then I hear those words, evolve or repeat. Now, when I was younger, in my younger years, life wasn't so great at my mom's. It was really, really rough, and there were some traumatic experiences that I went through, and of course that affected my learning, and my mindset. And they say, like, the first, what is it, like the first 0 to 4 years or 5 years are like the most important in your life. Well, I was programmed in a way that was, you know but anyway, it was traumatic. But those traumatic things didn't really hold me down. I found ways um, to work through certain problems and get through them and find solutions, instead of becoming a victim. So it was a long road, but those first few years, there was a mindset that was totally, like, instilled into my mind. And now that I'm back here at my mom's, it feels like I can start noticing and recognizing where those patterns or where those mindsets came from. You don't want to be around people who complain, because then you find yourself complaining, and you find yourself eating more, or picking up the bad habits that aren't a part of you. They're just in your environment. But it is difficult, just recognizing where these old patterns came from, and being in that environment. And I find myself resisting a lot. And I don't want to do that. I wear my headphones most of the time. I've started listening to Tony Robbins. um, audiobooks, and then I started listening to all different kinds of audiobooks. And I also read as well, and listen to meditation. We can be in an environment where we really just don't feel comfortable. We really don't feel like we can grow where we are. But yeah, I mean, and then you just find yourself, you want to escape. I mean, it does take a lot of self-discipline to not pick up the bad habits that, in your environment. And, focus on your work goals, and focus on your visions, and focus on what it is that you're doing. And, sometimes people can try to break through what it is that you're trying to do, but stand strong. And just know you're going to get through it, and you're going to be strong through this. And keep your heart light as best as you can. Take a deep breath when it gets rough, or take a nap when it gets rough. Do whatever it is that you need to do to get back into your peaceful mental state. Sometimes it can feel like you've been deceived almost. Knowing that there was a secret in the world that could have prevented you, or knowledge that could have prevented all of that in your life, and it's been kept a secret. And you almost feel deceived sometimes. But just here to remind you to stay strong, and take one day at a time. Don't forget your breaths, deep breathing, your meditations. Just know tomorrow's a new day, and we'll all get through this. All right, you guys take care. Have a good night. Bye.